Hey guys, I am going to give you a little bit of a story. Try not to cry. I left the Ritz-Carlton yesterday at 1:45 p.m. with the intention to hop on a flight to Chicago at 5:30 to catch a layover to Jacksonville. And on the way to the airport, we got an email that said if we went to Chicago, that we would be trapped in Chicago due to the snowstorm. So we may want to think about flying out on a different day or finding another way home. I was pretty upset. That meant I had to stay in the airport for an additional 4 hours. And we boarded our flight, and I sat in between a younger lady and a 70-year-old woman, which is fine. Slept through most of it. We had a lot of turbulence issues, but I slept through a lot of it. The 70-year-old lady next to me, her husband was sitting across the aisle from her, so he was right there. And anyway, I noticed that she had when they came down the first round to ask if we wanted drinks, I had water. Y'all know how much I hate water, but Yvonne drank the water for you. Could have had soda. I said water. She got red wine, so she drank a little, the single-sized bottles of red wine. I noticed that. We didn't talk much, but she fell asleep too. I remember waking up and putting my charger away because I wasn't really using my phone anymore, and it was fully charged. I didn't need it anymore. And I went to sit back in my seat after putting my charger up, and she kind of bumped me in the shoulder with her shoulder. So I looked over. She looked like she was sleeping pretty hard, but she wasn't sitting back in her chair. She was kind of up a little bit. Something was wrong. Her mouth was wide open, and she wasn't breathing right. She started having these really deep breaths. They were like slow and starting to get slower, like less breathing. Like she was taking deep breaths because she wasn't getting air, but it was like longer times in between. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I asked her if she was okay. She didn't respond. Kept asking her, she didn't respond. So I looked up and I yelled out that I thought she needed help. She wasn't breathing right, and she was acting weird. So her husband happened to look up, and he grabbed her by the hand, and she wasn't responding. And then she stopped breathing. So I started yelling that she needed help. So someone else said, "Is there a doctor or a nurse on the plane?" We were trying to buzz the flight attendants because of the turbulence, nobody would come at first. And I guess someone that may have been a nurse started to walk towards us, but by that time I was already grabbing her by the shoulders and like rubbing her really hard and like shaking her a little bit and talking to her and telling her to stay with us. So she started breathing again, and that was hard, but we got her back. She was apologizing to me and telling me she was sorry for disturbing my flight, and I told her she didn't. Her husband made eye contact a couple of times, and just like said, silently so she wouldn't see, I guess. So she didn't feel like, she already felt embarrassed, I guess. I just can't help but think, like, I was fussing about this flight being switched and having to wait an additional 4 hours in the airport, an additional 4-hour layover in Denver, but that God wanted me on this flight, because had I not been in that seat and it were empty, or it were someone that wasn't paying attention, no one would have noticed. So, just remember, when things don't go your way, it's because God has another plan. And I'm glad I was there. Alright, guys.